Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm your boy Terry. My username across the internet is surpassing Google, and I'm a legitimate illiterate. I think it's of importance to mention that I'm a legitimate illiterate so that you understand the latter part of this video. Basically, in this very short video, I want to highlight some of the things I wish I'm working on, basically, and with hopes that once I accomplish bringing these things into reality, I would have fulfilled, a giant aspect of my purpose and definition on Earth. So, as a legitimate illiterate, I'm not going to cover the history, the transitions, the evolution that I've undergone. So this will just cover the themes, some of the things I'm going to be creating. I won't say innovating because I think the innovation has been done. The dynamics and paradigms guarding the enterprise model for each of these projects is in existence already. So the innovation aspect has been done. However, for most of my projects, it's dynamic innovation. So I allow room for evolution, room for flaws for the sake of evolution. So most of the innovations are dynamic in nature, but the base, I'm talking of the base of the dream, the vision within the dream is already found. Anyway, so I'll be touching on some of these things, starting from the very first one. The very first one is ulogs.org. The development of that is in motion. The algorithms constituting the enterprise model already written for the most part on GitHub, an open source platform where you can save codes. So ulogs.org, basically the model for that is as simple as removing all barriers to entry from content creation and content curation. This is a very valuable human activity, that involves every human. Till today, words still rule the world. There is no perception, innovation. Everything is documented somehow in the form of words. So removing all barriers to entry from this art, content creation and content curation, making it available to anyone is very powerful in terms of world adjustment. Hence the creation of a form of content called ulogs. If you have heard of blogs, vlogs, that's what fills up the internet of today. We're creating a form of content called ulogs that do not research on the internet, and then creating a platform on ulogs.org to incite people to create ulogs. However, ulogs carries a paradigm that incites people to use content creation and content curation as an avenue to consciously mine of their human or evolve. So we are giving more testimonial essence to content, making content queen, and more testimonial essence to content in terms of its use towards the evolution of human. It's very simple. So a ulog is simply a form of content that doesn't research on the internet. It is created fresh at every instance, and altogether it's a culture. Creating content at least once a day that is entirely made up of excerpts of you in a state of evolution. That's very powerful. Amongst other things, ulogs name is beautifully crafted with mainstreamity in mind. So it's very possible for ulogs to become known by the entire globe, same as blogs or vlogs. However, everyone can relate with ulogs. Everyone can become a ulogger. A ulog allows room for freedom. Enables you to relegate reservations because you're allowed to be an evolving version of you in the midst of your ULUX. You don't have to be illiterate, you don't have to be a professional, an expert. You can be both. Whether expert or non-expert, you can be a ULogger. So that's the first innovation. Basically surpassing Google, which is the large umbrella, is aiming to remove all barriers to entry from everything good, so that everything good becomes available to anyone. To do so, we have to remove all barriers to entry from every human activity. However, give more testimonial and directional essence to each human activity as an avenue to evolve in our human. Evolution in human results in breakthrough. Okay, so another human activity that we are tackling, aiming to remove barriers to entry from, is the art of dream building. After you have entered a culture where you create content that is yours on a regular basis, you tap into your shine, you evolve into full-blown humanhood, you become owner, then you start to dream, you start to have vision, because in the course of evolving your human virtues, your self-sacrifice mentality, your spirit, your being, your presence, all those human virtues, as you're ULogging, you tap into your shine and you begin to care about the world, the true state of the world, care about generations yet born. You begin to dream again, you begin to innovate. Now, when it's time for this, there are barriers to entry, especially in today's world where, superficial things appear to garner more value even so than humans. You want to build a dream, the first thought is, oh, where is money? You're lacking in money. You don't have money, or you don't have education, or you don't have talent. These are barriers that we can remove. So we created another platform. It's in development. It's called steamgigs.org. Down the road, I'm thinking of adjusting the domain, the name for that social media platform. Take note that all these platforms are built on blockchain, so the information is that these social media platforms garner is decentralized in nature. But we'll talk about that later on. So the next platform, steamgigs.org, something that I want to fully develop. Although the enterprise model is already set, the algorithms guarding the dynamics of the platform is set. But the platform basically is to create a freelancing marketplace, but with focus on broader talents. Anyway, not only broader talents and on these talents. Basically, a freelancing marketplace that allows everyone to participate, whether they are experts or non-experts. Non-experts can look to hone their current expertise, into, hone that while still able to offer a service, either at a cheaper rate or for free, to the knowledge of clients. Experts, of course, can offer their service as well. Now, where you mix the two, you make it available to anyone. SteamGigs also has a resume collecting platform that collects resumes from experts and non-experts alike. Anyone, just courtesy of the sole fact that you're a human. So your resume can contain that, even as much as your hobbies, your interest, your potential interest. We want this data collection in itself to mine the potential in humans. This way we can know humans and invite them to continue to mine of their human by offering a service, a service towards another person, trying to build their dream. This way we relegate the position of money in today's world and return value to humans. Yes, in a world where humans have value, money becomes the smaller things. And indeed, money is the smaller things. So, where we have experts and non-experts offering services, suddenly every noble dream can be built. Because whether money was your barrier before, you no longer have that barrier, because you can find people that can offer you a service even for free. Over the course of time, where we create this ecosystem, a new culture becomes inculcated in all participants, emanating broader talents and untalents. So that's the key word, brother. Talent is generic. Brother talent ranks great. Someone who will be willing to offer you a service towards the evolution of your dream, even just solely for the potential of playing a role in historical history as part of the building of your dreams. Now we are also going to integrate an aspect of this site where you can exchange service for service, further returning value to human and relegating the position of money. So where you cannot code an aspect of your website and you do not have money to hire a programmer, you can offer them some service. Perhaps you're a graphic designer, you can create their logos, in return get your website coded. So the next platform is macroart.com. This will start with a physical hub in the Philippines and then progress onto a social media platform filled with brother programmers. Again, programmers are generic. Brother programmers rank great. This platform will also create a programming language using down-to-earth paradigms that will enable anyone the ability to code with swag. Very important. Code is not very hard, it's simple. Imagine a legitimate illiterate saying this. So I created a form of coding protocol that uses a hierarchical microprogramming, where one task takes consideration of an upcoming task. There's a brother element there. So you're caring about the person taking up the next task in a current task. My role will be the microprogramming aspect, breaking algorithms into very tiny pieces. This removes all barriers to entry, when it comes to literacy levels. There are so many barriers in the world of programming. Someone who knows Python, for example, finds it difficult to code when the base of the code is in Java. You can remove all these barriers to entry by making it microprogramming, but in a hierarchy. There are so many barriers indeed. In the world at large, posed, in front of every walk of life. For example, the notion of developed and developing nations is a concept that in reality is illusionary. It doesn't exist. Remove these barriers and suddenly nations are merely locations. Suddenly humans hold value regardless of their location. This affects the world of coding as well. A programmer from India is seen as a low-level programmer in terms of how much he is deserving of being paid, even though he has the same level of knowledge. So there are many factors there. We need to remove barriers to entry. Content, programming content, where we integrate a U-login element, then suddenly this content becomes available to anyone. Even if you're not a programmer, because the content has some human element, you can curate it, you can read it, you can incite your confidence in your ability to learn programming, because there's a human element to programming where we integrate a U-login content base. So all platforms will have a U-login content base, but we will instill this using an entire curriculum, a culture. So there's a side project called marlians.com. It's something you can visit. It's a side project that will connect all three. It's an open platform that allows everyone, allows you to blog, vlog, or ulog. But everyone, it has a base that forms the core of the platform. So these people will gradually instill and inculcate and introduce the art of ulogging to users. Over the course of time, as people grow more aware to ulogging, people can start to ulog as well as blog as well as vlog. But at least in a particular day, attempt to create content that recounts their evolution, that enables them to evolve. It can span across any niche or industry, as long as it doesn't resource any aspect of it from the internet. Same thing with steamgigs.org mentioned earlier. It's a freelancing platform, but it also has a knowledge bank made entirely of excerpts of humans, solely based out of experience. Flaws can be documented. There's no need to be ashamed of these things, or deals as well, and all that. So imagine a knowledge base, filled with expert knowledge, but expert knowledge derived solely out of the uniqueness of each human and their experience. Very powerful. So Marlians had found the fourth project. It's going to connect all the projects on a content level. Macro Hard, starting with a physical hub, but will all transition to an online social media platform that will also offer a consultancy service. Basically, will help everyone, in the process of building their dreams when it comes to the coding aspect of it. If they don't have funding, we have brother programmers willing to help you build your dream for the sake of playing a role in historical history. If you need graphic design and all that, you can find brother talents and untalents on Steam Geeks. Now, because of health issues, I had to settle to start Macro Hard in a physical hub. In a physical hub, many beautiful things will happen. Near my house in the Philippines, I can take care of my dad who is ill. I can begin to recover in my health while delegating tasks to others. However, I will also inculcate in the people that gather in this hub, a broader mentality. Thus, there's going to be a school in that hub. The school is called Legitimate Illiteracy, an entire curriculum that reveals the knowledge contained in the notebooks to complement the book knowledge that exists in the world. So everyone that gathers there will try to, they may participate in the school called Legitimate Illiteracy, providing them knowledge from the down-to-earth spaces of Mama Earth, tangible for their evolution, that will enable them to evolve of their human virtues, things that are not fully evolved, especially when looking at curriculums of the world that incite you mostly to mind things like your brain, like talent, those things just anyway. So the school will also create media, innovate, it will gather programmers. These programmers will turn out brother programmers. Each of my projects, because I am short on funds as well, but instead of seeking seed funding, I'm thinking, why don't we get programmers who become brother programmers, allow them to, develop each of my projects, even if they're experimenting with the flaws and all that, we'll allow that for my projects as case study. Perfect the programming protocol that I mentioned earlier, microprogramming, hierarchical microprogramming protocol. Then, when we have a base of developers who are brother programmers, we'll help as many people as possible build their noble dreams, even for free. Altogether, we'll have a digital currency that powers our ecosystem, which I'll mention later. So many things will happen in the hub. Besides my recovery, the projects will be in motion, and basically I love humans. Within the hub will incite and emanate forth generation fixers, people who love humans, All we'll be doing in the hub is returning value to humans. Now, other things that I would like to, which will be sparked basically when the hub is set up, because many things now is tied to my health. Yes, so I'll mention other projects which I like to build. So, an internet. Once ULog gains awareness, there will be a new internet, one field solely with ULogs that is open to anyone. The ranking system will allow anyone to have a chance at visibility or further limelight. Altogether, an internet filled with humans that isn't static, it is dynamic and incessantly dynamic, because ULoggers have adopted a culture of not resourcing from the existing internet when they ULog, creating every ULog fresh at every instance. So a ULog that exists today must not have existed anywhere yesterday. A ULog meme that was created today is created fresh. Every aspect of it, the image, the graphics, the sentiments, and has not existed wherever on the internet the previous day. Very powerful. So we want an entire internet. I think it will be called surpassing Google, filled with ULogs, content that is made up of humans. And humans have very other elements that are very celebratable but uncelebrated in today's world, where human value lies. Your presence, your swag, all these elements of human, they do exist. These things will be shown forth by ULogging. For now, we'll serve the search engines with ULogs, eventually create an entire internet filled with ULogs. So, an internet. I also want to create a game, but a very directional game. A game that will appeal to anyone, played by billions, but returns value to humans. So this is not CryptoKitties. The object of the game is humans. Humans in a state of evolution, and it will connect the world and highlights the beauty of creation as seen in humans, without barriers to entry. So, a game. Number 2. The game will be filled with activities, human activities, and incite these activities. We want to reward things like forgiveness, like self-sacrifice, like love, in the real sense of the meaning of the word love. All these human virtues, they are celebratable, they are rewardable. We want to reward tears, whether happy, sad, or unfelt tears. Because in the route breakthrough, there's bound to be many tears, whether happy, sad, or unfelt. Tears is more associated with breakthrough than sadness. It is an emblem of human. So of course, we'll have a digital currency called teardrops that will be distributed by means of a proof of tears model. Proof of tears means mining the human model. So there will be a digital currency called teardrops, relatable by every human. A digital currency that will succeed whether bulls or bears, because humans are involved. So the dynamics of the digital currency teardrops will revolve around humans. Each human on any of our platforms will be owners. Yes. So a digital currency called teardrops that already exists and is still developing. What more? So an internet. Yes, I'm also thinking there's going to be an entire school that anyone can school in. I'm looking forward to a time where the school becomes known and established in the entire globe as a school that everyone can school in. One of our aims is to fix the rarity in the great men industry. This school will reveal the knowledge that is undocumented, knowledge contained in the notebooks that words, especially dictionary words of today, cannot express. So there you go, there's a likelihood that there will be a new dictionary. Yes. There's also going to be a book of verses, but this all forms part of the legitimate literacy curriculum. However, there will be a book that I'm hoping gets in the hands of anyone that complements their knowledge with legitimate literacy. So, what's more? There's going to be reality TV shows. The base of that reality TV show is called On This Talented. On This Talented, meaning that, on. Then in the middle of on and talented, you have a bracket and DIS, striking the on. We're going to celebrate untalented. Anyone can participate in a reward system. It is possible that everyone gets rewards, when it comes to reality TV shows and all that. How so? We're going to explore a variety of rewards. By today's standards, mostly what is explored is money. However, the reward itself can be dynamically mined, to where there is an emanation dynamically of a variety of rewards. Rewards that have more testimonial essence, when it comes to human evolution, world adjustment, and just something to satisfy the impulse of merriment or hunger, or revolve the cycle of hand-to-mouthism and half-humanism that exists in the world. So there's going to be reality TV shows that cater to anyone. Anyone can participate regardless of your levels of literacy, your talent level, all that. And everyone will get rewards. Isn't that interesting? We're hoping that this will also be known by the entire globe. Now, most of my platforms, as I said, is on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is very beautiful because of its decentralized nature, its immutable nature. So there's also a possibility that we're going to create a blockchain. I already have the design. It's built out of down-to-earth paradigms, complex as tenets obtainable in real life that the world is still very novice to. This knowledge is revealed, courtesy of legitimate illiteracy, and helps me, give a broader perception of the true state of the world. With insight into this true state of the world, you're able to create innovations that cater to each and everyone that constitutes the world. Humans measured courtesy of their human, more so than superficial things or social status or social following and all that, which is the world standards of measure of relevance when it comes to humans. So we are going back to ages past. So a blockchain. However, this blockchain, where it has its own dynamics, not in existence in reality. So where it has an oracle, it will be an untalented oracle. Even if it's automated, it will have room for flaws. Reward distribution, and this blockchain will explore a variety of rewards. Where there's a list, it's going to be a gray list, neither black or white. It will not have a white paper. It will have a colorless paper, neither black or white. It will give ownership to all participants. It's not looking to uphold morality or govern people. It allows room for flaws, allows humans to evolve, incites them to evolve. That's how the algorithms and dynamic of the blockchain will be set, to incite humans to evolve. When humans find their shine, blockchain will begin to find its own shine. So emphasis will be on blockchain as a tool, not the solution bringer. So a blockchain doesn't have to be perfect. It merely needs to constitute a valuable and directional tool, one capable of inciting its users to evolve. Now, the reward distribution will also look to reward past deeds, a dynamic that has not been explored when it comes to reward distribution, and one that highlights primary rewards being human evolution. So that's the beauty of that. The blockchain is still in the making, still drafting the dynamics and paradigms that will guard the blockchain. But yes, there you have it. These are the things that I would like to complete, and some of these things are in motion. Currently, what I'm lacking really right now is just health. So I'm hoping that if you are watching this video, kindly listen to my undertone, and perhaps you'll see value in some of the things I've mentioned. I'm someone who is too lazy to quit. I'm in rubble now, but here I am with this video. My substance is deeply rooted, unshakable. So if you want to support me, there's a Patreon link. All I want to accomplish right now is just to set up a hub where I can gather people in the Philippines. Some of the resources necessary to set up the hub already exist. Some laptops, a camera. What is really lacking now to start is rental, and I want to rent 6 months straight, so I can be fully focused within that 6 months and be productive. 6 months is enough time to do a lot, because all the algorithms, enterprise model for each project is already set. It's just the building that's left. So yes, you can support me by signing up to Patreon and becoming a patron. You can also donate. You can contact me for that, so that I give you an avenue to donate through, and that is sufficient. You can also leave me a comment to inspire me. If you're a programmer, gosh, I'd like your help, really, especially if you're a programmer located in the Philippines. Please let's meet. Yes, I'm your boy Terry. Make sure to stay awesome.